Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm. We are back for some more of the Mighty Battle Lizard as we wish the Argonian, playing through Greymoor, the Dark Heart of Skyrim Part 1. Well, technically Part 2 since it was the Dungeon Pack. This is the first video since the announcement of Stonethorn, which is the Quarter 3 Dungeon Pack was made. So hopefully we'll be hearing really soon about what's coming up with the Quarter 4 pack. So right now, though, we're gonna head on down to do the next quest for Ingrid the Tall. Oh, that's the mining supply one. So we're gonna head down here to this inn to work on the next part of the main quest. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today, and if you're watching this in the future, I also thank you for watching this. Let's get started. Alright, we made it to the Eversnow Inn. Let's head on inside.
Right in front of me.
Stay inside. Stick together. We'll take care of this.
These people.
They're from Carthwatch. They might be all that's left of the town.
The Harrow Storm had destroyed most of Carthwatch.
You told me. I didn't quite believe it. But seeing these people, it makes it all too real.
Hey Joe, how are you today?
Maybe even Jarl Ulfwin. We need to make a search of the town.
Alright, let's head into Carthwatch.
Let's hurry. Every second we waste could be the difference between life and death.
You escaped the barrow? No matter. This time we'll harvest all of the Grey reliquaries.
That Coven Witch. Is she the one that escaped from the barrow?
It's very possible. That's good to hear, Joe. Glad to have you in the stream today.
Too bad you arrived so late. Your life energy would fit perfectly in my reliquaries.
She's not being yet. Yep, we're in Harrow Storm territory.
Bah, they come. Protect the Grey reliquary with your lives.
I need a moment. Let's talk over there. Gods. Sorry. Guess I'm not completely used to the fighting and all. That urn, though. The Grey reliquary. The witch was adamant about protecting it, gathering it up. She said something about our life energy. Oh, think I know what they're doing.
Tell me what you think you figured out.
Remember what the witch said as we approached the town? This time we'll harvest all the grey reliquaries, she said. That our life energy would have fit perfectly in the urns. I think the Hero Storm steals life energy and puts it in the reliquaries.
So what do you want to do, Princess?
If the Jarl is still alive, she can take care of herself for a while longer. The witch hasn't gathered all the reliquaries yet. I say we get to them first and destroy them. I won't let these bastards profit off the destruction of Carthage.
Alright, let's destroy any grey reliquaries we find.
Breaking these things won't bring my people back. But the same goes for the Grey Host.
Oh, these poor Harrowed. Well, these look more like Harrowed fiends than Harrowed. Because Harrowed typically look like normal people.
That's done. Now let's check on the Jarl. Her hall is right up the hill.
What is that doing there? That seems a strange place to find this book. Magistrate.
Don't make me. Oh, you're not one of the witches or their monsters. I thought this was the end for me. I barely have the strength left to conjure a light breeze. Wait a moment. Is that Princess Svana?
Savannah and I are here to help. Tell me who you are and what happened here.
I'm Magister Fidelia. I serve Jarl Orphan as her court mage. I've been fending off witches, vampires, and these crazed villagers since the chaos started. There was a storm, definitely magical in nature. It turned our own people against us.
What about Jarl Ulfin? Is she still alive?
I'm not sure. I sent the Jarl into the cellar when the storm began, when I still thought it was just a bad storm. Please, go downstairs. Make sure the Jarl is safe. Cartold would be lost without her.
I'll try to find the girl.
The cellar. Jarl Orphan is in the cellar. Make sure that she's all right.
Nope, she's definitely not all right.
Jarl Ulfin! No! I need to... Please, recover the crown of Carthage. We can't leave it down here.
Whoops, I did not take the crown. I thought I did.
sorry, Fidelia. Jarl Ulfwen, she's...
That's the Carthol crown. Jarl Ulfwen's gone then? I failed her.
You did everything you could, so you were affected by a harrow storm.
Harrowstorm? Is that what you call what happened here? Why I didn't turn into a monster is a mystery. Wait. The Hold soldiers clashed with Reachman scouts a few days ago. They brought back these medallions the scouts were wearing.
An Ice Reach Coven medallion. I've seen them before. You had this on you the entire time?
Yes. I was preparing to study the enchantments I detected upon it when the Harrowstorm struck. I guess I slipped it into my pocket without really thinking about it. Could this be some sort of protection against the storm?
It certainly seems possible. We might be able to use that knowledge to protect the kingdom.
Whose watch is gone? No people, no Jarl. The seat of the entire home. Wiped out. Just like that. We have to get my father to take action!
What should we do now, Savannah?
We need to get back to the Everest now and gather the survivors. Take them to Solitude, where they'll be safe. At least as safe as we can make them. Then I have to have a serious talk with my father. I'll make him listen to me, damn it, no matter what.
What do you want me to do?
Return to Solitude. Find Lyris and meet me in the Blue Palace. I have a room upstairs that we can use. We need to come up with a plan. Something that will help me convince my father to act.
I'll find Lyris and meet you at the Blue Palace. Returning to Solitude, boss.
As the...
Ride, Indrik. Ride, Crystal Fall. So the plot thickens further. I gotta admit, I really like the plot of this game. I'm a lizard. I'm a lizard. If you're a lizard and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a lizard and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a lizard and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a lizard and you know it, clap your hands.
Well?
Hey, welcome to the stream. Oh, I gotta talk to Lyris Titanborn first. Whoops.
do you want?
Where are you, Lyris? Hard is to spot a half giant in the middle of solitude. She is apparently invisible.
Glad to see you're alive and well. I was getting worried with all the Herod they've been bringing into the city.
What are you doing with the Herod? Or what are they doing with the Herod?
They've been taking them to the Temple of the Divines in Castle Dower. I suppose it's really the only place to care for them in their condition.
So High King Sovereign is finally taking our warning seriously?
Jarl Redharn gave him an earful the moment we entered the Blue Palace. Ignored politics. It's a wonder to behold. One step removed from a barroom brawl. I'm disappointed they didn't start slugging each other, but it worked out in the end.
We reached Karthwatch too late. It was destroyed by a Harrow storm.
Damn it. I was afraid of that. We're running out of time and we still don't fully understand what we're facing out there. Hey, where's the princess? Tell me you didn't lose Svanna in Karthwatch.
Svanna's fine. She wanted us to meet her in her chamber in the Blue Palace. Before we do that, though, I got a little message. I'm going to go ahead and reply to them. Nice when somebody sends you a vote of confidence on your character's design.
What is it?
Hey Sam, welcome. Thanks for dropping in, dude, and hope you have a nice day. I need to remember that we need to talk about the Genza thing later on, because we're hoping to do that here soon. So, thanks for dropping in, and good to see you. Alright, we're in Svanna's chambers.
Leave all this bother behind. Come back to the troll and let the royalty deal with this.
I am the royalty, Mog. It's time I started acting like it.
Nice chair. Nice warm fire. Magister Freda's here. A nice painting. Another nice painting. Not gonna steal from her jewelry box. Svanna.
Welcome to the princess's chamber, my friend. I don't remember the last time I spent more than a few moments in here. Anyway, Jarl Redharn and Magister Fidelia are here, giving my father an earful. Thanks for helping me at the holds.
We weren't able to save Karthwatch.
No, but we saved Morthal, and stopped the Coven from getting the Grey Reliquaries at Karthwatch. And we brought the Hold Leaders here. All of that matters. Take this, my royal allowance. I was going to buy wine, but you could make better use of it.
I'm sure, thank you.
We return to find my father is finally doing something about the Coven threat. But it's not enough. Extra patrols and rounding up the Herald is all well and good. But what we really need is a defense against the Herald storms.
What about the Ice Reach Coven medallions? They seem to protect Fidelia and Karthwatch.
Unfortunately, we've only recovered a few of the medallions. And Magister Fidelia hasn't determined what enchantment the medallions use to provide their protection. We need another solution.
Lyris and I know a scholar of sorts who's trying to understand the Harrowstorm ritual.
Right. Lyris mentioned that. Coincidentally, a courier delivered a message for you from Dusktown. I never heard of the place, but she said it was sent by someone named Fenorian. Is that your scholar? Read the message and let's see if you'll help us.
I'll read Fenn's message.
Take the message from the table, then see if you can convince Fenorian to join us. Maybe with his help, we can devise a defense against the storms. I'll stay here and continue to annoy my father until he gives this threat the attention it deserves.
How are you going to make your father listen?
You forget that I have help now. My father might be able to ignore me, but he'll have a harder time dismissing a Jarl and the court mage. It's funny. I would have thought he'd be happy to see me finally take an interest in politics.
Maybe this is how you prove yourself to him.
I don't care about his approval, but I'd like to earn his respect. With Mother gone, we're both going to have to work harder to keep our kingdom running. It will be easier if we find a way to get along.
Goodbye. Alright, message from Finn. Friends, further work with old Majolan has led to a discovery that promises to unravel the entire mystery that has confounded us so far. To that end, I have returned to the mining settlement called Dusktown. If you have additional need of my services, I have secured lodging in a building on the south side of the town. I'll write again if this lead bears fruit. Finn. Alright.
Dusktown. I wonder what Fenn's found that led him back down there. Does his message give any indication of where we can find him? The settlement isn't big, but it's not exactly small either.
Finn's message says he secured lodging on the south side.
Well, that's a start. You know, I never imagined I'd be working alongside a vampire, let alone one I respect. With all the leeches we've already had to kill, it's nice to see another side. Fenn's different.
He certainly is. Let's go find Finn.
You go on ahead. I need to get my axe sharpened before I go back down into Blackreach. I'll catch up with you in Dusktown.
Alright, I'll meet you there. I like to think, Joe, that she's going to your blacksmith to have the your and Strega's blacksmith to have her axe sharpened.
What?
Keep forgetting that you have to go to this little thing over here. Welcome back to Blackreach. Oh, there's also another quest I can turn him over here too, so I may as well. Man, they were just inside Dusktown too. It's like the farmer right nearby. We'll do that dungeon eventually. I want to save that for a special episode. Because it's probably going to take up most of the episode to do the dungeons, so I figure I may as well do them both in the same episode.
Dusktown went straight for those dwarven ruins.
I thought we were trying to keep this place a secret. They sure did. Hold on! 27 geode crates, 15 pickaxes, 5 wheelbarrows, 42 fresh tourniquets. Okay, yeah, there's a lot to do, so I don't have much time. What is it?
I found these samples near Kelbarn's corpse.
Corpse, eh? Well, call me not surprised. He never was any good at this. Always came off like he was better than us working folk. But the only thing he was good at was slacking. Alright, I'll pay you for his samples.
You expected him to die?
Yeah, so what? He was going to die sooner or later. I didn't make him take the job, so him being dumb don't make me guilty. Just give me my samples and move along.
Take your samples.
Judging by this bag, it looks like he died for nothing. Figures. Now I got to find a miner who actually knows how to prospect. Well, I said I'd pay you, so here you are. Walk off, pal. No time for useless chat.
You're not very friendly.
Oh, ooh. Mining is expensive and hard. It's even harder down here. Miners only survive when they're tough. How about you take your friendly and move along?
Boy, he's such an asshole. He's up there. I'm gonna have to find a way up there.
Pretty one with the beard.
Hey, partner. Glad I found you.
Oh, hey,
Let's
there's
get
finally
Fenn
him.
returned to the Blue Palace. Fenn, you in here?
Nope,
Let's
it
look
looks
around.
like there was a struggle.
Fenn never struck me as a messy person. Could there have been a struggle here?
Not easy to come by even in Blackreach. Edjar was lying. Keevens don't cause this sort of injuries. Trust was hard to earn, but he's sharing the truth about what happened to him, and Edjar's blood was saturated with Neth as likely cause of his resistance, but I'll need to see for myself. Edjar knows the way inside. Edjar won't cooperate, insists on rescuing his pack members near the old Dwarven Tower in Lightless. I promise to free you. Meet Edjar outside Dusttown, camp east of the bridge.
Burnt papers. Someone was trying to hide something.
Ooh, the road to Sovngarde. I wonder if it's possible to not take this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not taking that and see what happens. Nope, it's gonna make me take it, of course. Been neat if they could have had a choice to not to and then take it.
Burnt journal pages, Fenn's flask, and a strange old key. All found among clear signs of a struggle. But other than what's in the flask, we didn't see any blood. That means Fenn was probably taken alive.
What do you make of these notes in the key?
The key looks dwarven to me, and the notes mention a dwarven tower. They could be connected. The notes also indicate that Fenn was going to meet with someone named Edyar east of the Dusttown Bridge. You start there, and I'll check with the locals.
I'll try to find this
I have
person.
no idea who Edyar is, or who took Fenn for that matter. It could be this Ashen Lord we heard mentioned, or maybe the Ice Reach Coven. The question is, why take Fenn at all? Why not just kill him? Does he have information they need?
Do you think Finn's disappearance related to whatever drew him to Blackreach?
More than likely. They want to get information out of him. Death might be preferable to whatever tortures they have planned. Let's get to it. You find this Edyar, and I'll see if the locals saw what happened here.
Goodbye. Let's go say Finn do.
Sod off. This is my patch of ground. You don't listen too well, do you? All right. Talk fast and tell me why I shouldn't rip out your throat.
I'm looking for Fenorian. His note said he was working with you.
His silk shirt kept notes? Of course he did. And where is Fenorian? He's late, and he still hasn't compensated me for the information I gave him. I need that key.
Finn's gone missing. Tell me what the two of you were doing so I can find him.
Missing? Probably taken by the same bastard that has my packmates, Exart Singalis. Fenorian said he could provide a key to unlock their chains if I told him about the experiments performed on us. If you can get that key, I'll tell you more.
You mean this key?
Hersine's fetid breath, that's it! Look, I managed to escape from Singalis' tower, but my packmates are still chained up in the Lightless Hollow. Use that key to set them free. Then, I'll tell you how to find Fenorian.
Alright, I'll free your packmates.
The Lightless Hollow lies to the east, and Hersine's claws. Who is that tall woman?
Who's that tall woman?
Stand down. I'm a friend.
My packmates are in a work camp on the Lightless Hollow's west side. That's the big cavern to the east.
Hey, welcome to
You
the
need that
stream.
key to unlock the special chains that bind them. I'll meet you south of the work camp after you set them free.
Packmate, that's an interesting turn of phrase.
What else would you call them? My family? We're bound by a curse that makes us closer than any blood relatives. You find a pack and you stick together, or you die. Simple as that. I'm not leaving them in the hands of that insane exarch.
Curse, what kind of pack are you talking about?
We're werewolves, all right? Do I have to spell it out for you? Look, Singalis captured us. Keeps us prisoner with chains of dwarven design. Only that key can set my pack free. I was lucky, but that kind of luck doesn't happen a second time.
So how'd you get free?
Singalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to lock the chains when I was brought back after one of my treatments. I can still feel the fire from when the needle pierced my skin. My blood flowing into his vials and beakers. It wasn't pleasant.
Tell me about this exarch.
Exarch Singalis. He's a vampire, part of a group called the Grey Host. They're military, but he's some sort of insane genius. An alchemist, a scholar, and he tinkers with machines. My pack wouldn't fight for them, so they found other uses for us.
What other uses?
Digging, tunneling, actually, up toward the surface. Then, every so often, Singalis would send for one of us. The mad vampire likes needles. He would either take our blood or inject something into us. Never said why, but he enjoyed his work.
What were you and Finn doing before he disappeared?
Fenorian really wanted to figure out what Singalis was doing to my pack. He studied my wounds, took some fluids, and went back to get that key. He never told me where he found it. Just that he'd set my pack free if I told him everything I know.
Anything you can tell me where to find Fenorian?
He's probably in Singalis' experimentation chamber. I clawed my way out of there. It nearly killed me. I can tell you how to get inside, but you have to free my packmates first. Do that for me, and I'll help you find Fenorian.
Alright, we're on our way then. The rest.
None of the locals really wanted to talk. One or two admitted to seeing Fen, but no one witnessed any kind of disturbance at his lodgings. At least, no one saw anything they were willing to tell me about. Is this Edyar? Does he know anything?
Edgar can lead us to Finn, but first we need to fulfill the bargain Finn made with him.
Why is everything so complicated in this part of Skyrim? Alright, so tell me, what did Fen agree to do for our half-naked friend over there?
We need to free Edgar's packmates from Exarch Singalis in the Lightless Hollow.
Packmates? Edyar is a werewolf? This just keeps getting better and better. So I take it you know how you want to deal with this particular situation?
I'll use the key we found to free the pack. Meet me in the Lightless Hollow south of the work camp. Alright. Edyar, okay. Goat. Bah. Remember, bah means bah. Excuse me, greetings and salutations. I am not going the right way, apparently. Oh, there's a sky shard. Sweet. Welcome to the Lightless Hollow, the second area of the Greymoor Caverns. What was over here? I forget. Is there anything over here? Besides a Nerad? Not particularly, okay. Let's go.
Where are you? That scent. Why do you smell like Edyar?
Edyar sent me. Are you one of his pack mates?
Edyar sent you. Then you
Edyar.
made it. He's alive. That's wonderful news. Exarch Singales experimented on me. I blacked out, but they thought I was dead. They tossed me out of the tower.
barely managed to crawl to this spot.
Where's the rest of your pack?
Still at the camp. Two Senors. Hamild, Matilda, and Thevin. Save them before Singalis finishes them off. Just come back. Alright. I don't think I can make it on my own.
Edyard's on his way. I'll be back with the rest of your pack. Well, that wasn't intended, but...
I'm working as fast as I can, you blood-sucking bastard!
No need, you're free now.
Claws. I thought I'd be taking forever. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a quick bathroom break after this. I do apologize.
You don't smell like the Grey Host. Run before they catch you too. You set me free? I owe you one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a really quick bathroom break. I am very sorry. It's hitting me very hard at the moment. I will be right back. Just gonna quickly... I'm just gonna set it down. I will be right back. Well, let me go ahead and free this person real quick.
I can't tell whether those stone husks are aware of us or not. It's unsettling.
Sorry about that. Runs when nature calls. Nature calls hard.
I find blood tastes best after a long kiss. It's the
We should not linger, Edgar. The Grey Host could leave us at any moment.
Head to the surface. I need to fulfill my end of our bargain.
Excuse me.
You actually did it. You freed my pack. Now it's my turn. If Exarch Zingalis took Fenorian, and I'm pretty sure he did, you'll find them both in the ruined Dwarven Tower. It's difficult to get inside if you're not a vampire, but I know a way.
Tell me how to get into the ruined Dwarven Tower.
Like I said, Zingalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to fasten my chains after one of my tortures. I slipped away, crawled along some pipes, and fell into a chamber with one of those Dwarven lifts. There was also a door, the one behind me.
And that door will let us get to wherever Etrarch Tingalis is holding Finn?
It'll get you close. There's a big door that leads into Zingalis' lair, but it's sealed. You need to figure out the Dwarven mechanism to open it. Then make your way to the experimentation chamber. That's probably where he's keeping Fenorian.
Alright, thanks for your help.
The door's over here. Hurry, before they spot us.
Most machinations grow best when hidden from prying eyes. Where better to do my work than a secluded tower far beneath the earth? That way, the screens of my test subjects rarely disturb the neighbors. Etrarch Tingalis. Zingalis. We are vampires of the Great House, so we have no need to open doors. Still, like my master Etrarch Tingalis, I have an unending thirst for knowledge. I must figure out this dwarven door. No lock, no handle, no hinges, no levers, nothing obvious. How did the ancient dwarves open it? The pillars covered in gears. What is the significance of the panels on them? 4 different images. Stars. It said that dwarves were interested in the skies above. Could the panels represent different sections of the night sky? There must be some way to describe their patterns. The patterns don't repeat exactly what the panels must be. The answer. I think I figured it out. When you notice what's missing, the answer becomes clear. And with knowledge attained, I grow bored. On to the next great mystery. Alright. So you notice what's missing. So on this one we have that constellation, that constellation, that constellation. So we need to make this one the one that's not.
Must be doing something right.
Okay. And then this one needs to be the one that's missing here. That's correct. Okay, and nope, so nope, so
Something turned on. Keep going.
yep. And then just this one left. And it's the one that kind of looks like an archer. That got it.
That sounded promising. Let's try the door. This chamber's been used recently. Let's look around.
At least take out one of them, Lyris. There's a lot of stuff there.
Looks like Edyar was telling the truth. They were experimenting on the werewolves. Why does everything connected to vampires involve blood?
Because they're vampires. Nether root. It must be some variety of Nern root.
That was Sven. We need to keep moving.
It fights against its nature, Al-Saran. A weaker breed. Just a
The smell. It's overpowering. We need to shut down those machines. That's poison. I think you figured it out. More of that nether root. Turn off those sprayers or we'll never get across this chamber. That did something. Seem to be on the right track. The mist from that sprayer changed. Keep going. You did it. Now we can cross the chamber. Sure as bones, that stone husk is moving.
That was terrifying. Are these other ones gonna move too? It doesn't look like it. How dare you call yourself a battle mage? Admiral Tharn would be ashamed of you. That must be a glitch. I can see him through the frickin' wall.
We have what we need. A shame he could not be recruited to our noble cause.
Ben!
Finish your work here, Singalis, then join me in the queue. You must bear witness when we make our move.
The Ashen Lord.
I am eager to see the power of our oak power storm. Two test subjects, just in time. This one is about spent. I cannot wait to cut open. There's an arm to pacify. You cannot stop the grave. It's too late for me.
Ben's delirious. See if you can free him.
You're dead.
Go. Warn solitude.
Ben.
You should have left me. Go warn solitude.
Well, I'll go. Tell us what you heard.
Exxon Singalis and Rada Al-Saran talked freely while they tortured me. They're planning some sort of assault on solitude. A massive hailstorm.
You're hurt. How can we help? How can I help you?
I need blood. But I won't drink from an unwilling person. In this state, even with a willing participant, I don't trust my restraint. If I only had my flask.
Here's your flask. I found it in your lodgings in Dusktown.
My flask. Thank you, my friend. Rada al-Siran is the one they call the Ashen Lord, leader of the Grey Host. He and Singalis often went into the nearby sanctum to talk. I heard a few words. Map, plan, but I couldn't make out the rest.
We should search Tingalis' sanctum.
Yes, yes. Once I take a long drink from my flask, I'll join you.
Okay. Let's go, Litterus.
Take your time. You've been through a lot.
They did whatever they wanted. I couldn't stop them. Exarch Singalis was insane. But he was also a genius. If he kept records, they'll be in here.
See a map and some papers. Hey, partner, take a look.
I got it. So this is... Oh wow, he was reborn. Rada al-Siran, the Ashen Lord.
So, partner, what did you find? We set out to find Fen and bring him back to Solitude. Along the way, we learned more about our true enemy, killed one of their leaders, and acquired some valuable intelligence. That's a victory in my book.
Anything else we need to do here?
Not that I can think of. I'll make sure that Fen makes it to the Blue Palace. We'll meet you there. And don't forget that map and communique.
Alright, let's see you at the palace.
Come on, Fen. Princess
Alright, getting out of here, guys.
I don't believe I'm getting some company right now.
Come on, Fen. We'll help you.
Oof, there's a storm blowing in again. It was just so pretty outside. Yeah, we came out south of Morthal. The love goes cold, this night, and the storm blows all out of control. Deep in her heart, the thunder rolls. You can actually play the game without the quest markers if you like, which is really interesting because I think it'd be really interesting to play the game without quest markers. Might try that at some point.
True. The Reach attacked Morthal. The Jarl's soldiers put a stop to it, as I understand it.
That's nothing. I heard something happened.
I'm back.
You are welcome by all the Mead and Southern Guard. It's good to see you and the others. Your vampire scholar seems out of sorts, but I'm glad to make his acquaintance. Lyris tells me you ran into a bit of trouble. Care to explain?
Yeah, Finn was captured and we killed a vampire leader. We also recovered a map and documents.
And I can't wait to hear all the details. In the meantime, let's take a look at what you found and try to devise a plan. Lyris didn't say much, but she indicated that time is short. Here, take this. You deserve a lot more, but it's all I can spare. The information you brought back from Blackreach might give us a fighting chance. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to use what you learned. My father be damned.
We killed Singalis and brought back a map and a communique. The enemy calls itself the Grey Host.
The Grey Host? Where have I heard that name? Meanwhile, my father rounded up the Herald and moved his soldiers to the outer walls. Then he ordered the quartermaster to stockpile Castle Dower. He's preparing Solitude to withstand a long siege.
And you don't agree with that approach?
That might work against a mob of Reachmen, but thick walls can't stop a Herostorm. Any war we try to wage will be over before it starts if we don't find a way to stop them. Fenn knows more about the storms than anyone. See what he suggests.
I'll talk to Finn about countering the Hero
Talk
Storms.
to Fenn. If he has any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Magister Fidelia has been studying the Ice Reach Coven medallion, but she hasn't had a lot of success. She seems even less confident about reproducing their protective enchantment now.
Did she learn anything that might help us?
She identified necromantic components as part of the enchantment, as well as reach rituals. But she isn't an expert on either type of magic. Frankly, I think she's exhausted the scope of her knowledge.
Were you able to accomplish anything while we were rescuing Finn?
You mean other than hounding my father and serving as go-between for the Jarl of Morthal and the Magister of Karfeld? I wrangled promises out of my father and showed our allies that someone in Solitude still cares.
What kind of promises?
I got High King Svartalf to promise to dispatch soldiers to reinforce Morthal's defenses and send aid to Carthwatch. It's a start, but he hasn't actually issued the orders yet. I need to follow up with him after we're finished.
Alright, so the High King is finally acknowledged a threat to his kingdom?
Sort of. He admits he might have been wrong about the Ice Reach Coven as far as that goes. But he still blares daggers whenever anyone mentions you or Lyris. So let's not bring up Fenn, alright?
Alright. So we are currently on quest 5 of 7, which is really cool.
It's all right.
There's only 2 actual quests left.
Hi.
I hate this conversation. He does this every time.
Hi.
Well.
I know what you need me to do. Put my experience behind me. Focus on the mission. Just like Verandis taught me. Could you show me the research you recovered from Exarch Singalis' laboratory?
I found notes on werewolves and netherroot, and a potion made from netherroot and other ingredients.
These notes prove my theory. Netherroot is the key component of the Herostorm ritual. It's like a poison for the soul. Weakens the bonds to the body so it can be pulled free. They're harvesting life energy from anyone caught in the storms.
Why would they want to harvest life energy?
I'm guessing it may have something to do with those stone husks we saw. Remember how the werewolf emerged from one? And look at the mixture we retrieved. It isn't like the residue we recovered from the witch pike. It's more concentrated.
Could that be what they're going to use to make the Herostorm stronger?
It's certainly what Singalis' notes imply. Despite how it looks, a plan is formulating in my mind. I think I can create an elixir, but I'll need more of this refined netherroot brew. And we need to solve the mystery of the Coven medallions.
Alright, anyone have any idea where we're going to find this stuff?
Hi. I know what you need me to do. But my experience
Hold on, now we're...
notes prove I'm guessing, but it may have something to do with those stone husks. It's certainly what Singalis' notes imply. Despite how it looks, a plan...
There we go, actually can't go through that time.
See those marks? Grey host sites that correspond to the communique we found.
There, there, and there.
I know a commander's map when I see one. Each of those marks matches a location mentioned in the communique from Rada al-Saran, the leader of the Grey Host. I can already see where we need to go.
What do you think we should... Where do you think we should look?
That mark on the northwest coast, that's an Ice Reach Coven camp. The communique mentioned needing more medallions. Odds are, they come from there. And here, a Midland camp between Dragon Bridge and Morton. It's a staging ground for the Harrow Storms.
And that's where we can find the refined netherroot brew?
More than likely. Those two locations should provide what Fen needs to finish his elixir. We can't bet everything on that, though. The communique mentions a warlord's camp in Blackreach. Maybe we can learn more about their ultimate plan there.
3 camps, it's a lot of ground to cover.
Svanna, Fen, and I will divvy up the camps and scout ahead. Fen should investigate the coastal camp. I'll take the Midlands camp. That leaves Svanna with Blackreach. Meet up with each of us when you're ready. Then we'll hit each camp in turn.
Okay, what should we expect to find at these Grey Host camps?
We don't have a lot of solid details, just what we've pieced together from the Grey Host's notes and communique. But I'll answer your questions the best I can. Which camp did you want to ask about?
What do you think about the Midlands camp?
The Grey Host isn't just hiding in Blackreach now. They're mounting an invasion, and this appears to be their primary staging ground. I expect they're stockpiling witch pikes, grey reliquaries, and other supplies here, including the refined brew.
Tell me about the coastal camp.
From what I can tell, the camp on the northwest coast is where the Coven first made landfall from Ice Reach. It's as close to a home base as they've got. They've established themselves there, so I'd expect it to be well defended and fortified. The communique mentioned orders to produce more of those medallions, probably to keep pace with the increase in Harrow Storms. I can't guarantee this is the coastal camp where the orders were sent, but it's the only one on the map. That's the one we know the least about, but it's where a lot of the Grey Host's warlords are gathering, at least according to the communique. It's the best place I can think of where we can get a look at those orders the Ashen Lord mentioned.
Alright. So first we're going to head to the coastal camp, and I'll head down to the Way Shrine. Let's ride. Hey, Finn.
Good. Lyris was right. This camp is crawling with the Ice Witch coven. And they're definitely producing the medallions here. I was even able to slip away with one. We need to get closer, though.
Closer.
There's more to figuring out this magic than just watching from afar. I need to know exactly how they go about creating them. With your help, we can learn everything about that here in this camp.
What's so special about this camp?
It's a landing site for boats coming from the island of Icereach. Plus, they're collecting something here that goes into the process of creating the medallions. If you can get me to the center of the camp, I can learn what that is.
I'll help you reach the center of the camp.
Determining how they create these medallions will be an enormous help. The Grey Host has accelerated their plans. They need more medallions for a reason. A big harrow storm is coming. We need to be ready.
What do you think we can learn more from at the center of the camp?
Because the Grey Host is guarding something down there. I couldn't get close. It appeared that they built the camp to surround something. Plus, I heard a few of the witches talking. Complaining, about needing to prepare more medallions. In the First Era, an army of vampires and werewolves tried to conquer the land before they were stopped in Vankarai. They called themselves the Grey Host. It seems this Rada al-Saran has resurrected the army, both figuratively and literally.
God, I hate it when people do that. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to run to the restroom again real quick. I shall be back in just a moment. If this happens a third time, I may just end up going ahead and calling the stream today. But I'm going to try to work through this one, and then I'll be back to try to work on this quest more. I am so sorry about this. Be right back.
medallions! More of them!
Okay, thank you for waiting. I do apologize about that. So hopefully I'll make it through the rest of the stream without any issue. If not, I'll probably end up calling it early, just having a rough day. So.
What do they have to do with the medallions? Let's examine the nearby graveyard.
Here lies Brokel, beloved son, herder, died in his sleep, oldest Skyrim. Here lies old Brit, son of ruled chief killer, and as old as the hills, a warrior born. He passed on the privy with a heaping of scorn. Poor guy died on his toilet. Unknown, a traveling merchant ran through by bandits. The daughter of Skyrim thought old and wise.
Why are these particular graves so important?
Lika the corpulent. Old as the Hist, this mother of Merkmeyer, scholar of our ways, she died of heartbreak. Oh, probably because her eggmate died. Or like the bastard. Tired old wastrel and brother of Jor, lay about in life, who froze in a blizzard.
Finished? Have you come to any conclusions? Well, we've both been over the headstones with a fine-tooth comb. If we can determine why the Coven dug up these particular bodies, tell us something about how the medallions were enchanted.
Let's discuss what we found on the headstones.
Of course. Compare notes and look for commonalities. You have the makings of a fine scholar, my friend. Now let's see. I noticed there were a mix of different races buried here. They weren't all Nords. Anything strike you about the departed?
They all shared something in common when they died.
They did? Tell me more.
They all were all old when they died.
Of course. Why didn't I see that? The headstones on the exhumed graves all mention that the person was old when they died. Let me think. Some necrotic spells require the remains of the elderly. Something to do with the natural decay of life.
The natural decay of life?
According to one necromantic theory, the older a living thing becomes, the more necrotic energy it naturally acquires. As a body grows old and withers, the life inside it decays. Necrotic energy is the byproduct of this deterioration.
Is that why vampires are immortal? Does that tell you enough to figure out how to create the medallions?
I now know enough about how they create the medallions to move my research along. I'll return to the Blue Palace and start putting an elixir together.
What else do you need me to do?
To fully craft an elixir to defend against the Harrow storms, I still require a sample of the fine netherwing brew. Plus, we need to determine what the Grey Host has planned. Help Lyris and Svanna at the other camps. Then meet me at the Blue Palace.
Alright, let's head to Lyris next. Yeah, actually I probably should have gone to this way shrine. It was a lot closer than the other one was. That was a mistake on my part. Trying to find the road. There's the road. Yeah, because there's Dragon Home, so yeah, we were right nearby that. I should have gone to that one. Whoops. There's a Harrow storm up. Alright, we're approaching the camp. We're not. We're a good little distance from the camp, but we're almost there.
Just arrived. Don't worry, I found something to keep me occupied.
Yeah, I noticed.
Bold move setting up camp in the midst of the Western Halls. I'll say this for Bold move setting up camp in the midst of the Western Halls. I'll say this for the Grey Host. They aren't afraid to draw attention to themselves. I learned a few things while I was waiting for you to show up.
Tell me what you found out.
It's just as we thought. The Grey Host is using this camp as a supply depot for their raids across the countryside. I saw stacks of witch pikes, rows of reliquaries, and jars of what I assume is the refined netherroot brew.
Finn needs the refined netherroot brew for his elixir.
Right. And I heard the camp leader, a nasty creature named Sableye, tell his troops to make sure to use the new supply that just arrived from Blackreach. Let's go grab a jar or two.
I'm ready. Also, we got a warning about a thunderstorm, and then it looks like it's already passed.
Time to dismember the monster. No jars in this cart. Let's try another one. Let's be quick.
Stop them, my packmates. I'll give this brew to the witches.
Sableye has the brew. Let's find him before he gets away. I'll take that one.
Does with spies. We eat them.
You got a jar of the refined brew?
Yep.
Let's talk over here. Luck was with us. If we had reached this camp even a few moments later, Sableye would have gotten away with the netherroot brew.
This looks like the jar of refined brew we found in Toonsgala's laboratory.
After all this trouble, Fen better be able to use it to make his elixir. I'll take the jar of refined netherroot brew to Solitude. We'll meet up in Svanna's chambers when everyone gets back from their missions. Hope they're all right.
She would grow fond of Finn and Savannah.
Fen has proven himself. especially after what happened in Blackreach. House Ravenwatch, they're unusual as far as bloodsuckers go. As for Svanna, she's braver than I originally thought. Anyway, meet me in Solitude after you finish up.
What else do I need to do?
In addition to the refined netherroot brew, Fen needs information on the Ice Reach Coven medallions. Plus, we're hoping to learn more about the big storm the Grey Host has planned. Help Fen and Svanna at the other camps, then meet me in Solitude.
Alright, we learned more about the medallions at the coastal camp. Fenn's on his way back to the Blue Palace.
Glad to hear that worked out. With any luck, Fen will produce a working elixir in short order. Then we can stop worrying about the Harrow storms and concentrate on defeating the Grey Host. Which reminds me, go to the Blackreach camp and aid Svanna.
Alright, let's head down there. I need to see exactly where we need to go to get to Savannah. So, the Blackreach camp is in that section of the Grey Moor. So that would mean we need to go to... We need to go to a lift over in this section of the map. Where's the lift over there at? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find where to go. There should be a lift to take me almost down, most of the way down there. I just don't know exactly where it is on the top of my head. Ah, found it. It's right where that quest logo is. Of course it is. We'll just head over to Marthal, and we will use the way shrine at Marthal, and then we will go back to that lift and head down there. Oosh. There's a hag raven right there. That's pretty random. Woohoo! Yahoo! Alright, Dark Moon Grotto. Oh, it's right there. Looks like there's a glitched aerostorm here. Yeah, glitched aerostorm.
And what they do to my people.
I can understand why you're upset.
I came here to learn what the Grey Host has planned, and what did I find? Good citizens of the holds, afflicted by the Harrow storms and kept prisoner for some ungodly purpose. No matter how many I set free, the Harrow will not leave this place.
Have you had an opportunity to scout out the Grey Host camp?
That's all I've been doing, and trying to get these afflicted people to leave this place. The Herald, the storm robs them of their will, their minds. I wasn't able to slip deeper into the camp, though.
We need to find out about the big storm the Grey Host is planning.
Agreed. There appear to be a number of Grey Host warlords in the camp, so discovering their plans should be possible. We need to be careful, though. I don't want us to wind up like the Herald, serving as food for these bastards.
Tell me what you noticed while scouting around the camp.
Messages have been coming and going since I arrived. I've heard the name Rada al-Saran, the Ashen Lord, spoken in hushed and revered tones. His name was on the communique you found, remember?
Yes, I do.
We need to get down there and see what else we can learn.
I wonder what the Grey Host is doing down here.
Hiding, building their forces, digging, undermining. That's the correct term, I think. Plus, they're collecting the Harrow, herding them like cattle. It's monstrous what they're doing to these poor people.
Are you sure you should be down here, Princess?
The only thing I'm sure of is I have to try. If my father won't act, then it falls on me to get things done. It's what my mother would want me to do.
All right.
On the scaffold. Let's eavesdrop on those werewolves.
I left the orders in my tent, but the Ashen Lord was clear. We need more Nevergood. See to the
undergrowth immediately.
As you command, Peacock.
The undergrowth? That sounds important. There, on the left. Let's listen in.
Exarch Zingaris has fallen. I have never seen Rada El Saram, our Ashen Lord, so filled with sorrow or such rage.
Does the loss of the Exarch alter our plans?
Not in the least. The strike on Solitude will occur as planned after Exarch Ulfra tests the approved ritual in the undergrowth.
An attack on Solitude? We need to move quickly. The Grey Hole definitely. That's what we were looking for. Let's talk over there. Orders from Rada al-Salam. His words sent a chill down my spine. Their plan for Solitude? It might even be more dreadful than an all-out attack. We need to get back and determine the exact location of this undergrowth place.
You really think Solitude's in danger?
You saw what happened at Kilcreath and Carthwatch. Whatever they have planned for Solitude, it sounds a whole lot worse. I wish we knew more about this Rada al-Saram and what drives him.
He makes it sound like it'll be like he considers his army to be his family.
A family of monsters? Who could imagine vampires and werewolves working together? Let alone talking about one another like brothers and sisters. It's not natural.
Hopefully the orders we find will give us an advantage.
I'm glad I got to look around Blackreach, but I can't wait to see the sun and sky again. No matter how big these caverns are, it still feels like we're buried alive down here.
What else do I need to do?
We came down here to find out what the Grey Host has planned. But Fen still needs information about how the medallions are created, and a sample of the refined netherroot brew. Help Fen and Lyris at the other camps. Then meet me in Solitude.
We got the medallion information and the other brew. Finn and Lyris will meet us in Solitude.
Then we're done here. I hope we found enough to end the threat of the Grey Host. I'll meet you back at the Blue Palace. Good luck, my friend.
Very well. Come on, load in.
What do you want?
I'm being so quiet, there's not a whole lot to say. There's not a whole lot of conversation going on in the chat, and unfortunately that doesn't give me a whole lot to talk about, because I kind of run out of things to talk
Do we have
about.
a way to defend against the Harrow Storms, or what?
The elixir should do what we need, provided neither Fen nor I made any miscalculations.
Yolan, don't be so negative. The elixir will work. We'll see.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Ah, good. You're back. Yolan and I have been discussing the various ways to turn what we've got into a protective elixir. I'm hesitant to get too excited, but I think we've figured out how to defend against the Harrow Storms.
Tell me what you're thinking.
The Grey Host uses an unstable mix of alchemy and sorcery to create the Harrow Storms. An arcane ritual and the Netherroot brew focus the power of each Harrow Storm through the prepared witch pipes. Ingenious, but fully exploitable.
Exploitable, how so?
We can use the refined brew as the basis of our elixir. Now that we understand how the Harrow Storms are created, we can use those same components to replicate the medallion's protective properties. We just need to gather the necessary components.
How can I help?
Svana's associate, Mog, will procure most of the supplies I need. But there's one final ingredient required. For various reasons, I can't simply walk into the Hall of the Dead and claim it myself. I need you to acquire Arcae's Sacred Oil.
Arcae's Sacred Oil?
A holy ointment associated with a god that became popular due to imperial influence. It's used by the priests in the Hall of the Dead to provide protection against necromancy and the undead. We need that oil to create our elixir.
Very well. I am on my way.
You'll need my help. I'll meet you at the Hall of the Dead.
Very well,
Mom,
Savannah.
put away the tankard and get the supplies Fen requires.
Yes, Your Royal Ladiness. Keeping the tankard.
I'm keeping the tankard. I'm keeping the tankard.
What is it?
Wait, what just happened? Oh, weird.
Poor refugees arrived by the hour. Midas Fargrim hesitate to free, Your Highness.
Listen to my friend, High Priest. We need your help. Is there no hope?
I'm surprised to see the princess here. As you can see, the influx of refugees has made this place much more hectic than usual. Is there something I can do for Princess Svana?
We need some of Arcae's Sacred Oil.
Sacred oil? Strange. That's the second time today someone has come seeking Arcae's anointing balm. Sword Thane Arthret arrived with an edict from the king. Demanded our entire supply. How we're to consecrate the dead without it, I have no idea.
Why did High King Sovereign want all the Sacred Oil?
Sword Thane wouldn't say. He just mentioned that the High King needed it to defend Solitude. I'm sorry I can't comply with the princess's request. Things are hard enough that these refugees must take shelter here amongst the dead.
Do you know where the Sword Thane took Arcae's Sacred Oil?
The Sword Thane took the oil to Castle Dower. That's where all the supplies for a siege are gathered during periods of strife. I pray that High King Svargrim receives the patience and wisdom required to see us through this crisis.
Tell me more about Castle Dower.
Solitude's foundation began with the construction of Castle Dower. It's the oldest structure in the city, and the most defensible. I tried to move the refugees there for safekeeping, but my request was denied. The High King has other plans, I suppose.
Goodbye.
Hold! Castle Dower is... Princess Svana.
Sword Thane,
Our business is urgent. My friend will explain.
I don't have time for the princess's proclivities right now. The High King barely keep up with the multitude of tasks. So speak quickly and let me get back to it.
The High Priest said you took all the sacred oil. The princess needs some of it.
My orders from the High King were clear. Stockpile the entire supply of sacred oil in the Temple of the Divines here within the confines of Castle Dower. What in Shore's name does the princess need with holy oil anyway?
There's an elixir that protects against harrow storms, but it requires the sacred oil.
Protection? Truly? The Herald already outnumber my soldiers, and more arrive every day. Still, giving you the oil would violate the High King's edict. I suppose if I happened to look the other way for a moment, I wouldn't notice if a flask disappears.
I understand.
A single flask? Then we'll have to make do. Let's get it back to...
Swordsman, by his work! I gave strict orders, yet my daughter freely enters the castle grounds. What do they want, Swordsman?
We came to offer our assistance, Father. Swordthane, how can we help?
Athlet has everything well in hand, child. Despite your intentions, you would only hinder our efforts.
Oof.
Go! The sword thing doesn't need my daughter or her wastrel underfoot.
Wastrel? Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
My father's never been what I'd call a warm and caring parent. But this crisis has made him even more distant. Let's get this sacred oil to Fen. My father will certainly change his attitude once we present the protective elixir to him.
Why doesn't your father want us in Castle Dower?
He's trying to protect me. It's what he does. And leave me out. Though I suppose that's mostly my own fault. I know Mother's death weighs on him, as does this entire crisis. That's why we have to help. This elixir is going to work. It has to.
But why still off this old fortress?
It's not that unusual. Castle Dower is the most defensible part of the city. In the past, we'd gather the people inside the walls. Now my father is using the fortress to house the Herald. They need to go somewhere, right? Come on, let's go.
Alright.
Well...
Once it's ready, I'll test the elixir.
As you say, Lyris. Ah, here they come now. You have the sacred oil? Add it to the cauldron. Yes, a perfect fusion. It's ready to be tested. Come, let's talk. With the addition of the sacred oil, the elixir is complete. Before we produce enough to distribute to the people of Western Skyrim, we need to test it. I'm confident of my work. We're dealing with powerful forces here.
How do you plan to test the elixir?
We can't wait for the next Hera storm to strike. But what you and Svanna learned in Blackreach might help. You heard that Exarch Ulfra was testing Hera storm rituals in a place called the Undergrove. We'll go there and let Lyris drink the elixir.
Right, so the orders mentioned the Undergrove is hidden in an ancient barrow.
During my explorations of Blackreach, I came across an ancient burial site. A place called the Midnight Barrow. This Undergrove must be inside those ruins. Once there, you and Svanna keep watch from a safe distance, while Lyris steps into the storm.
I guess we're going to the Midnight Barrow.
From what I could tell, the Midnight Barrow sank into Blackreach in the distant past. Somewhere in its chambers, you'll find the undergrowth. The ruined barrow is in the Lightless Hollow, in the northwest portion of the cavern. We'll meet you there.
Remind me, how are we going to test the elixir?
We're going to find an active harrow storm in the undergrowth. Or I'm going to attempt to replicate one in there. Then Lyris drinks the elixir, exposes herself to the dark magic, and we wait to see what happens.
Sounds risky.
Very risky. But it's also our best chance to counter the harrow storms and fight back against the Grey Host. Either Lyris comes through fine, or she transforms into a Herod. Or a Harrow Fiend. That's also a possibility.
I don't like the odds of that. Especially not to Lyris, one of our oldest and dearest friends. Why did that happen again? I thought it was a fluke the first time, but there's something that will knock you off your mount right there, I guess. Alright, so we are going somewhere over here. Got stuck there for a second. The Lightless Hollow discovered. I'm just gonna go grab this waste shrine real quick. We'll do this quest a little bit later. I'm not ready to do it right now. We'll come back and do the side quest down here later. Just because we don't have a whole lot of time left in the session, I'd like to get this quest finished today. Man, that chicken sounds so evil when it clucks. And again, we won't be doing this quest right now either. We'll do this quest. We'll come back and do this quest after I have.
Please don't make me do this.
Yeah, we'll come back for you.
You and Fen stay put until we clear a path to the Undergrove.
Fine. Just don't take all day.
This is it. Look lively and let's get on with it.
Almost there.
This must be the place. I'll
No,
go back and get...
We're here.
The princess insisted.
We followed at a safe distance and only advanced after you cleared the way. From this point on, we stay together. And that's an order.
Yes. What she said. Now, let's enter the Undergrove.
Let's do this.
We need to find where they're experimenting with the Herostorms.
You honor me with your presence, my king.
Grey Host, stay quiet and listen.
This Herostorm must be the biggest we have ever wrought, my sister-in-arms.
That's the leader of the Grey
Have we
Host.
heard from Solitude? Is everything in place?
I have been assured the city is ripe for harvest.
Radha al-Saran and Axon Alpha. Should we postpone the test?
Certainly not. The holds are counting on us. Besides, we might be able to end this threat right here and now.
We can definitely try it.
The murderers who killed our beloved Singalis.
And you're about to join him.
Impudent mortal. Pay for your crime. Now for the rest of these curs.
Oh no, not Lyris. Lyris!
Very well, sweet sister.
She's okay, she's just down.
The task is done.
Let this Herostorm flay the flesh from your bones.
We need to leave. Swan, no!
Far too late for that.
See to live, Sven. And pray your elixir works.
Protect Swan. She needs time for the elixir to do its job.
You killed my brother. For that, you die.
Sorry, who's gonna die here? I don't think it's gonna be me.
It worked. I think it worked. I stood in a hero storm and nothing happened. Fenn's elixir is a success. And we took out another one of the Grey Host leaders. We've done good, my friend.
Are you sure you're alright?
Never better. We need to create as much of the elixir as possible and distribute it throughout Solitude before Rada al-Saran's massive hero storm hits.
I'll meet you at the
Blue.
Blue.
Who in the city is helping him? Let's meet back at the Blue Palace.
I'll meet you at the Blue Palace.
Once my father understands that we have a way to protect against the hero storms, he'll have to take us seriously. Let's get back to the city as fast as we can.
What just happened here?
I know, right? It happened so quickly. When we confronted Rada al-Saran and Exarch Ulfra, the vampire lord blasted Lyris with his magic. When I saw her fall, I knew I had to act.
The Ashen Lord took down Lyris in an instant, leaving the rest of the werewolf worked in our favor.
It certainly gave us a fighting chance. When she called forth the hero storm, I grabbed the elixir from Lyris and barely thought about what I was doing. I just drank it down and walked into the storm.
That was risky.
I don't disagree, but somebody had to do it. There wasn't any other option. And I'd do it again. My people are counting on me.
Alright. Lyris, did you already leave? Yeah, they already left. No. Lyris.
Tell me, do I have a new scar? Enough with the coddling. Let's get back to the Blue Palace.
Yep, that's the Lyris. I know.
You go on ahead. I'll make sure Lyris gets back to Solitude.
Thank you, Fenn. Alright. Opening a portal. Sorry about that. I accidentally knocked over my controller and the headset popped out. So I do apologize if it was a loud bang or anything like that. Well, if we're gonna go visit the king, I might want to dress up, so quickly change into my nice clothing. There we go. I know now look like a very handsome lizard.
What is it?
Listen to your daughters, Margaret. We need to do something. Don't test me, Red Hound. I know exactly what I need to do. Our enemies circle ever closer, and now even my daughter turns against me. What's next? Will my beloved wife return to accuse me of some heinous crime? Well, get to it. Tell me about Svana's miraculous elixir before I have the lot of you tossed out.
The elixir works. Savannah tested herself and withstood a hero storm.
You represent my most hated enemy and expect me to believe a word you say? Even if you speak true, words have found purchase in the wood and seek to rot my kingdom from within. I will not let Solitude and the Western Holds fall.
If you can't trust us, at least trust your daughter.
Trust Svala. Perhaps. No. No! Your honeyed words are but echoes of my most obstinate foes. You offer a miracle with one hand, while holding a poison dagger in the other.
We only want to help.
Help? I need no help from the likes of you.
Don't be a fool, Father. This elixir will save our people.
I didn't think you had it in you, daughter. You have actually surpassed my expectations, more's the pity. And I'll hear no more talk of this miracle elixir.
Whoa.
The Grey Host is my true ally. Once the Harrow Storm engulfs Solitude, my kingdom will endure for all eternity.
I should have sensed it. Svargrim's a vampire.
Svala.
Not now, dears. I need to think about this.
Svargrim's a bastard, but King Yoren believed he had the best interest of his people at heart. Obviously, something changed. And with Solitude targeted for a massive Harrow Storm, things have gotten more complicated.
With Sullivan's help, the Grey Host might be already be prepared to summon their Harrow Storm.
Not everything is as grim as it appears. We did create an elixir. That's our best chance of protecting the people from the Harrow Storm. We just need to distribute it. In the meantime, take this. It may not seem like much, but you earned it.
All right.
Could you?
So yeah, that happened. So let's go over what's happened today, shall we? So we found out that Karth Western had been just completely destroyed, and almost everybody was dead. The Jarl was turned into a Harrow Fiend, and a lot of people turned into Harrowed, or just dead or Harrow Fiends. So we came back, and the Jarl was yelling at the king, and the king said he would try to fix us. So he he brought the Harrowed into Castle Dour, stocked up Castle Dour for an invasion, and then we tried to make the elixir. And now we found out Sovereign was a vampire this entire time, meaning that everything he's done has actually been countermeasure to our efforts to help protect the kingdom. He was never interested in protecting the kingdom because he was a traitor. And honestly, I was incredibly surprised that he was actually a vampire. I actually had thought that they had replaced him with a vampire at first, but no, they're pretty adamant that he was a vampire. So, anyways, that's where we're going to end off for this week. That is a really good stopping point, actually. We have 2 more quests to do in the main quest line. The next big quest, which is going to lead us up to the final confrontation of this chapter, and then of course the little wrap-up quest that happens at the end of every DLC content, where we just finish things off. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching if you did, and I hope to catch you next time. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh yeah, that happened.